One of the biggest reasons I had you work with Codio to start the year off was so that way you would understand how to work with coding and blocks. You notice there's two areas up here. There's designer and there's blocks. Blocks, I think, are kind of the future of where programming is going because many of these things have been done already. And we just need to tie these things together. So in designer mode, you've got these elements. In case we have four elements, and they'll show up here, components, whatever you want to call them. When I go to the blocks, this is when we're actually going to code those things up. So for button number one, I'm going to drag that out and say when button number one, when somebody clicks on it, it's going to do something. What's it going to do? Well, I want the result. And the result, there's a lot of different ones here too. In this case, we just want to result the text. In this case, we want to set the result text to something. So if I click on this and pop this here, we're going to set it to something. Well, what are we going to do? Remember, I called my other button add. So we're going to do some addition on this. So when I go back to the blocks here, we're going to do some math. And if you scroll up to the top, there's the math. You're going to do some other ones. You're going to do divide, and you're going to do a few of these on your own. It's up to you which ones you pick, but we're going to add some things. So I'm going to drag this and pop it on here. Well, what are we adding? Well, we're adding text box 1 plus text box 2. So seems simple enough. So I'm going to grab that, and then we're going to take just text box 1 and drop it in there. And it doesn't want to go. Oh, I know why it doesn't want to go, because I think it's supposed to be numbers only. So let's try this again. So let's go back to text box 1, numbers only. There it is. And then let's drop that in there. Come on, little buddy. You can do it. Let's pull this off and then try it that way. No, still give me fits here. So, sometimes, these applications do this. So let's try this again. So text box 1, text, let's try that. There we go, that one works. So let's reconnect this. Text box 2, text, and then drag that over. And essentially, here's our logic. Logically, when button 1 is clicked, it's going to set the result of text, which should be that third window, to whatever this plus this is. And again, this is where we get into that part where you talk about doing things backwards. The computers are going from right to left. You're used to doing things from left to right. So as you take a look at this, it's going to take this number, add it to this number, and then it's going to set the result here. And it's going to do this when the button is clicked. So the last part of this is actually running the emulation on this. And the emulation is giving me a little bit of grief. In fact, I even had to restart my computer to do it. So my next video, I'm actually going to run the emulation because it might work, it might not. When you do your final for me, you're just going to send me your code is what you're going to do.